My name is Eddie Sheehan. I'm currently manager of West Limerick Group Water Scheme. I was asked to share our experiences of managing a large group water scheme with other group water scheme members today. All group water scheme managers and operators do things very similar to the way we do it. I was employed with Limerick County Council from 1978 to 2017, 23 years as an electrician, 9 years as a water conservation foreman and 8 years as an area and water conservation foreman. We have an assistant manager, Mr. Jim Lane, and between both of us, we have 55 years experience working with the same local authority on water. I'm employed with West Limerick Group Water Scheme as manager since its inception in 2017. I'll just go through what we have done, and we'll go through the slides then later. West Limerick Group Water Scheme is an amalgamation of 4 individual schemes: Kappa, Croke, Killeedy and Grana, all in West Limerick. Our base is Killeedy, and the other schemes range from 20 to 30 kilometres apart. The scheme has 831 members, 972 metre connections, and we are increasing our membership by approximately 7 members yearly. Every member on the scheme is metered. To me, the work of a manager ranges from a general operative to an accountant. You locate the leaks, you're involved in the repairs, you organise contractors, road open licences and road repairs. I like to be on the ground as much as possible. My first task every morning is to check our SCADA. We have 26 data loggers on our network at present, and we'll be increasing that number to 30 this year as funding was made available through the first round of the multi-annual rural water programme this year. The package is watercore. The loggers are checked for nightline flows. Any increase in flows are observed and the area is checked. From constantly working on the scheme, you will get to know the problem areas. They usually reoccur. This week, one of our loggers showed an increase of just over 1 cubic metre an hour at night. We located it quick enough through Jim and the ballcock. It was a ballcock and a cattle truck. The farmer was very thankful for the call, and we constantly do work like this. A good basic guide when viewing loggers is the 3-to-1 ratio. If your nightline is 5 cubic metres, your peak flow should be in excess of 15. Anything less, you possibly have leakage. We have a high flow setting on our loggers, and when triggered, it will send an email with the flow and logger location. We read our meters manually, and the majority are read in January. As we have 972 metres to read, it usually takes 8 to 10 days. When reading the meters, we use the listening stick to sound each meter for leaks. This slows the reading of the meter, but we find it very rewarding. Every year we get about 10 to 15 leaks, and can range from saddles to consumer leaks. When the meter reading is complete, we will follow up on all these leaks. The exercise is a great chance to check every meter and complete a water audit. The big advantage over AMRs is you check every meter and any damage to the meter boxes can be recorded. If we find a member with high usage, we have a logger and a reader we can put on the member's meter to record the usage. We then can tell if the property has a leak. We will always give help to the member to locate the leak and are always appreciative of this. We know now how many metres we have on each roadway. We broke that number of metres down this year from junction to junction. The location of each individual metre is noted and very useful information to a new staff member, and all this is on our PC. At present, we have 14 PRVs on the network. PRVs are a wonderful tool to control your network. Set your pressure as low as possible to maintain a working pressure to members. We have an area of high pressure, but unfortunately, one member is on a very elevated site, which was restricting us, so we didn't put the PRV downstream of this member. The majority of our PRVs have remote pilots fitted with kiosks that pressures can be easily changed. Pressure reducing valves, or PRVs, are a great way of reducing leakage and controlling pressure. To purchase and install a PRV would cost up to $5,000, but that's only 4 leak repairs, as a leak repair nowadays is costing an average of €1,500. The location of the PRV is crucial, as you want to maintain a working pressure to the members. When you install a PRV, you will automatically drop pressure through a PRV by 0.5 of a bar through head loss. In one of our schemes where we have 2 reservoirs, we recently installed a valve on the network which allowed us to supply a large area from a lower elevated reservoir, and we cut the usage by 30 cubic metres a day. When I started in 2017, the Killeedy scheme, which was on a constant booster pump, was pumping at 6.5 bar to get the water to the reservoir. This pump was also distributing the water, and every member on the lower side of the scheme was getting 6.5 bar. As we had two sources pumping the reservoir, I decided to split the areas, let the source with the direct rising main pump to the reservoir only. I then got the pressure reduced from 6.5 bar to 4 bar and isolated both supplies, and the results were dramatic, both in usage and repairs. When you open a kitchen tap with 6.5 bar, you will lose half the water. The farmers found a big change of 6.5 bar was as good as a power washer. As the reservoir was now supplying a third of the area, we were depending on the booster pump to maintain supply to the other 2/3. We knew if the booster failed, we would be in trouble. We then installed 2 PRVs on the supply lines to this area. We set the PRVs to operate at 3.5 bar. As the pressure downstream was 4 bar, the PRVs would remain shut. In the event of the pump failing or switching off for a plant backwash, the pressure on the line drops and the PRVs will open automatically and supply the area from the reservoir. As soon as the pump starts, pressure will return to 4 bar and the PRVs will close. This system is working this way since 2017. It's a fully automatic system without power or batteries. I requested from the DBO supervisor what the drop in energy use was and informed me the drop was 34% per day. There was also a significant drop in chemicals and wear and tear of pumps. We have replaced 10 kilometres of collars on 50 mil mains in our Killeedy scheme and have made a huge difference. We laid a rising and distribution main in Grana in 2020. We only had a rising main distributing and gave constant problems, so we decided to lay a new rising and distribution main, and not a problem in 5 years. The total length was 1.34 kilometres, which we did by direct labour at a cost of €124,482 or €92 a metre. We are presently laying 1.6 kilometres of 100 mil HDPE pipe by directional drilling in Grana. We have 800 metres in the ground and live. We fitted a magmeter PRV and logger on this line and dropped the pressure from 4.2 bar to 2 bar. We worked with the council on this project as they were replacing the road surface and no road charges to the group water scheme. The project is funded by the multi-annual rural water programme, which we are very thankful to receive. And thanks to Neil Weil from Limerick County Council and all the work and the Federation, the work he has done, and the Federation and DOE. Already this main has shown a drop of 12 metres cubed a day on our loggers. We also got some funding from the council last year on the Killeedy scheme, as again we worked with the council who were replacing the road surface to commercial property and gave us funding to replace 350 metres of poor quality main. We actually replaced 1.7 kilometres, as we knew as soon as we would replace this section, the remainder would keep bursting. It was all done by directional drilling at a cost of 160 cubic metres per metre. This line contains a PRV meter and logger. We have replaced 5.5 kilometres of main in the last few years, with huge savings both on water and finance. As we save in finance, we will invest in another programme of works. Through our application for funding to the multi-annual rural water programme, we secured funding to connect 2 other schemes together. These schemes were 2.2 kilometres apart. We did the work by direct drilling and involved going under the newly laid railway line from Fines to Limerick. We completed the work with the allocation from the department. We gained an extra 20 metres on this stretch of main. We are now supplying half of Croke with this connection and very little impact on the Kappa supply. We also have a PRV logger and magmeter on this new line. Our intention is to remove the Croke supply and have it on standby only. Croke didn't have a backup reservoir, so now they have the comfort of the Kappa reservoir. Again, we are very thankful to the department for making the funding available. And we have that funding drawn down as was outlined earlier on. Under the multi-annual rural water programme, the department also allocated us funding to replace a further 3 kilometres of main in Killeedy. Our usage is dropping all the time and we keep on top of our leakage figures by the mains replacement programme. As everyone in this room involved in everyday running of a group water scheme knows, when a leak occurs, more than likely you will have to get a road open licence. There's a lot of time and work in getting these and they are getting more complicated. My piece of advice is keep your leaks to a minimum, and this will reduce your licences and your overall costs. As mentioned already, consider using PRVs. Our daily consumption at the moment for the 4 schemes is 752 cubic metres. for 821 members and 972 metre connections. We have some very large poultry producers and cold storage outlet in our area, and we're supplying some very big farming outlets. We have 631 domestic meters, 889 domestic and farm, 194 land, 28 commercial, 22 others, and 8 domestic and commercial. There was a time when we were using nearly 500 metres cubed a day for Killeedy alone. In 2017, when we had 3 schemes, we had 510 houses using 750 cubic metres a day. In 2020, we had 4 schemes with 700 houses and 958 cubic metres a day. In 2021, we had 4 schemes, 710 houses and 806 metres cubed a day. And as of today, we have 4 schemes, 720 houses and 752 metres cubed per day. In April this year, we got one of our large reservoirs cleaned out as we felt we were losing chlorine residual through it. We did a temporary bypass connection and employed AQS to do the works. It turned out to be a great success as our chlorine levels have improved and very little impact to members. The whole works took approximately 7 hours and very cost effective. As for water demand and climate action, the theme of this presentation, I think we're doing our bit to achieve the results. We have reduced our overall consumption figures by 300 metres cubed a day and increased our membership numbers in the meantime. In terms of our overall uses, that's a third, and this can be equated into energy cost reduction of at least 30% on all water pumped. Our maintenance bill has dropped from 50,000 in 2017 to less than 20,000 today, and that's including putting in water connections. We have 90 kilometres of main in total, and the savings are reinvested in the network. One person will not make a scheme successful without the support of a local committee. We have a very strong chairman and a committee of 12 who will all attend the meetings and give great support to me and my assistant manager. We also have the support of the local authority and the federation. A special thanks to Neil Boyle and his staff from Limerick County Council and to Claire Nangle and Joe Gallagher, who are always at the end of the phone. I would just mention that I have helped out 5 local schemes in the last few years and delighted to do so. Thanks for your attention. We'll just go through a few of the slides now. That's the first one, is just showing our mapping on the schemes and the location of our boreholes. The next one is showing the distance between the schemes. That distance doesn't matter if you're amalgamated, it doesn't matter. So we're 25 and Gran is actually 30 kilometres. The next one is showing our flows from the wells and showing where the flows were, and you can see where we have come from. The next one is our committee members. That photo was taken in 2017, and everyone there is still there. There's a bigger committee. There's a committee of 12, and a very, very strong committee. And all those lads are still on the ground. And Claire and Neil Boyle, they're standing there near a drilling machine. That's taken 2 weeks ago today, and we're drilling that line. That line is now live and finished. And in the middle there, that's Jim Lane. He's the new assistant foreman. And to the right then, that's Tom Noonan. He's our secretary, excellent secretary. Just on the left there, just states what we have. We have an office, we have vans, we have the mapping done, we have a billing system, an invoicing system by CompuCount, which is an excellent system. We have a health and safety statement, and we have a website of our own. We do our quality insurance. Jim does the quality insurance on a weekly basis and records everything. And we have 6 continuous chlorine monitors, and we're putting in an extra 2 this year. That's just the image on the left there is our new office. We decided last year, as we were in rented accommodation, that we'd move the other office actually in the middle down below. We'd move to a new building. So we, through the help of ourselves and a couple of the scheme lads, we developed this, got the floors done, and bought it is a 2-inch insulated fabricated building, and it has a kitchen, toilet, and we could cater for at least 20, maybe more, at any of the committee meetings. And we always have a strong committee meeting. Down below then is our stores and the old office, and that's one of the vans then. To the right then, that's our new meter reader. And we read our meters manually, as I say. We have a barcode in each meter, and just go and scan the meter, and you'll get the members' details up and record everything after that. This is showing our zones again, and this was all done in 2018 and proven to be an excellent project again. This now is one of our latest PRVs kiosk that we've installed. It's to the left is a mag meter, logger underneath, and the pilot for the PRVs overhead. We can change that pressure anytime we want if we have an issue, or we can also do a bypass on that. And it's working out to be a tremendous job. We on that's a new line that we laid, and on the night line is actually near zero, and there's a commercial property on it as well, and they're the only ones who use the water at night. So it turned out to be an excellent job. This thing is another PRV where that's put in the line I showed you that we drilled, and we nearly put a PRV everywhere, and we cut the pressure on this from 4.2 bar to 2 bar, and we're down now 12 cubic metres a day on that section of main. It's 800 metres in length, and we're down 12 cubic metres a day, and they all add up. This one then is just showing where we did the collar repairs, and you can see every 6 metres we had to dig a hole and find your collar and move on and do your repairs, and they're all redone every evening. And that's finished now with a couple of years, that programme. And the graph then shows where, you might be able to see it there on the right hand side, when the collars were done, the flows dropped, and you can see the drop in the flows. This then is a main we did, the rising and distribution main we did in Gran in 2020, and an excellent job. And that time we were using the PVC lengths of pipe. Now we've gone to the direct drilling, but it turned out to be an excellent job. And I think Holly is down there in the audience, and Holly was constantly repairing leaks on that field, and now it's all over, more leaks. That again just shows the flows and where we have come from, the number of houses, and the demand, the way it has changed from 2017 to 2025. And that's my presentation, and thank you very much.